Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good.
Yes, Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, the one and only Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley. How you doing, bro?
Man, blessed and highly favored. I know you got a good word this morning, as you always do.
You too kind. Thank you, Ricky. Listen, today, it's all about the connection you have with God for the glory of God. That's why Tasha Cobbs sings For Your Glory. But one of the things I've discovered, it's horrible to move through life feeling disconnected from yourself, disconnected from other people. But the worst disconnection is to be disconnected from the God who made you. And when you are disconnected from God, matter of fact, when you're disconnected from your maker, you don't even know what you're made for. And so Tasha Cobbs, her song is all about, watch this, reconnecting with God, doing everything in your power to live a life in connection, because it's your connection with your Creator that will give you the power, the sense of purpose to live a life that is productive and meaningful. And so I don't know about you, but I've made up my mind. I want to live connected to God. And when I pray, when I meditate, when I spend time in praise with God, that's connecting with God, because now that I've done that, it's all about the glory of God. It's all about God looking good through my life. And that's why she sings For Your Glory, because the bottom line is your life should be about making God look good. May God look good through your interactions with others. May God look good through the service that you render. May God look good through living the kind of life that lets everybody around you know the God above you lives within you, and your life is all about the glory of God. God, for your glory.
I know that's right, Pastor Haynes. That's a good word this morning. And I'll let everybody know that have not seen your powerful sermons, how you can be reached and how they can follow you.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. Of course, you can get my sermons on my YouTube channel, which is Frederick Haynes, as well as our church YouTube channel, which is Friendship West, and our friendshipwest.org website. And you can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted.
Hey, Pastor Haynes, real quick, how long have I been in your new members class?
Man, you've set a record, Ricky. No one has ever been new members at a church ever as long as you have. You set the record. You win.
They say he had to soak in the baptism pool?
Literally soak. I mean, we can't let him out.
You didn't just dip him. He had to stay in.
No, he has to stay.
Oh, man. Pastor Haynes, don't buy into that craziness with Special K. I love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Ricky.
Let's get into some music right here. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines,
entertainment,
sports.
it's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Yes, indeedy. 10 minutes after the top of the hour. Good morning, front page time. Maria Moore, what's happening?
What's going on? Rock Tea is being brought to you by P&G. The Swiffer Wet Jet Wood is an all-in-one mopping tool that's specifically designed with finished hardwood floors in mind. So stop cleaning and start Swiffering. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Thursday morning news. New York City has agreed to pay about $21,000 each to hundreds of protesters who were subjected to excessive force by police in 2020 over the death of George Floyd. According to NBC News, the proposed settlement would compensate about 320 people who participated in the protests in the Bronx. A police spokesperson said the changes in the department's policies and trainings were instituted as a result of the mistake. In other news, the Eli Lilly Drug Company will cap its insulin at $35 a month. A provision in the Inflation Reduction Act passed in January imposed a $35 cap on the out-of-pocket cash cost for Medicare recipients. In 2018, the average price of the life-saving medication in the U.S. was almost $99. The Lilly decision cuts the price for all buyers, and the change is expected to be matched soon by other insulin providers. Lastly, census data reveals the number of black households homeschooling their children jumped from about 3% to 16% during the first year of the pandemic in 2020. Advocates say a growing number of black parents are educating their children at home so they can exercise more control over what they're taught and how they're treated. National debates over systemic racism and black history were also determining factors. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at what's happening in news. For more stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what you got in sports?
Kevin Durant makes his Phoenix Suns debut last night, dropping a cool 23 points to help beat the Charlotte Hornets, man. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Chris Paul III. Just saying those names together on the same roster is nasty. We're going to see what happens, man, as we get through the rest of the second half of the season. Former Georgia Bulldog football star Jalen Carter has been charged with reckless driving and racing. He was involved in a fatal car crash that killed a teammate and a recruiting staff member. Jalen Carter, defensive lineman, is one of the top prospects in this year's NFL draft. We'll continue to follow this story. Last but not least, Memphis Grizzlies superstar Ja Morant accused of punching a 17-year-old boy after getting in an argument during a pickup basketball game at Ja's house, which resulted in a lawsuit filed back in September. Now, the boy claimed that he accidentally hit Ja in the face after throwing the ball in his direction. He also claimed that Ja Morant threatened him by flashing a gun. Now, Ja Morant said, listen, I did hit the guy, but it was self-defense because I was retaliating from the kid throwing the ball in my face, which he did it on purpose. So we're going to see what happens with that one, man. But there's been a lawsuit filed against that one. Quick sports report right there. Gary with the T. What's up there, big dog?
All right, y'all. Joe Budden, honey, is speaking out, baby. They say he recently went off, honey, on Michael B. Jordan after the actor put his former classmate, radio host L'Oreal, on blast during their red carpet interview at the Creed 3 premiere last week. Now, they're saying during a recent episode of Joe Budden podcast, they say baby Joe addressed the incident in his typical animated fashion, calling the Creed actor corny for his actions. He said, dog, you doing that to a girl in some corny Negro stuff? He said, now, you being Michael B. Jordan today, allegedly sexiest man alive, all of these blockbuster movies during your highlight week. He said, you would probably never been more visible than you are right this second. He said, and that's what you do to her? He said, honey, don't let me bring up those white girl rumors. He said, then it's going to really sound even crazy. He said, why are you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet? He said, when you don't talk to your white women like that.
I agree with him.
Oh,
I agree with him. I think that something like that would be beneath Michael B. Jordan at this point in his career. Like, why bring that up? You're promoting a new movie. You got a lot of stuff going on. It just seems like that would be beneath him.
Yeah, he might just be petty.
Yeah, maybe he too. Is, and that, yeah.
Because he looked like he could be a petty type, honey, so, but nevertheless, baby, he did that, and now Jordan and a lot of other actors are not pleased with that, so hopefully that don't ruin his career. So I don't know, but anyway. We're going to keep all parties lifted up in prayer.
I don't think it will.
You don't think so? Yeah, I don't. Oh, okay, honey. We're just going to pray, honey. All right, the color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today is alabaster. On the high end, you say alabaster, and on the low end, you say beautiful white. That's your color for the day. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, 50 Cent done pulled up on somebody. Wait till I tell you what happened up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
29 minutes before the top of the hour. You already know, Big and Tang. You got the goods on 50 Cent, man. What's happening?
I do. Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. A lawsuit was filed against rapper 50 Cent, television writer Courtney Kim, and the Starz Network in 2021 by an alleged former drug kingpin, Corey Ghost Holland Sr. Now, Corey, who sued for $1 billion, claimed that the concept of 50 Cent's hit series Power was stolen from him and is actually about his real life. Now, 50 Cent's legal team has since denied Corey's accusations. But according to court documents, Corey, who is reportedly representing himself in the suit, is now claiming that the famed rapper producer born Curtis Jackson appeared at his home twice to attempt to come to an agreement outside of court. Now, Corey says the surprise pop-ups occurred in either July or August of 2021. He said a few days later, 50 Cent shows up about a half a mile from his house. The plaintiff sees the truck, the same truck that pulled up into his driveway that was at the 50 Cent event. So plaintiff realizes it was either defendant Curtis Jackson or somebody from his entourage who decided to pull up. Now, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to follow that. So the guy saying that 50 was going to pay him initially, and
No, he's suing 50 Cent and them for $1 billion because he's saying the story is about his real life.
How many people have said that?
A lot of people have said that. Most drug dealers, that's kind of like their life. So a few people have said that, but I guess because this guy's name is Ghost for real,
child,
that probably has something to do with it too. So, but if he went to if 50 came to his house, why he trying to make a
He probably
agreement?
Maybe 50 came to try to talk it out. Hey man, what it's gonna cost? I ain't gonna give you no $1 billion,
But is that admitting guilt? Is that admitting okay? It is about your life.
Could be.
Or is that just trying to make them go away? Because sometimes you just want stuff to go away so you can live your life.
Well, I
and
would have
finish.
took the money then. Hell, if that's the case, honey, just like
$1 billion seems so excessive. Is that show really worth that much?
They ain't gonna. That case is not gonna be taken seriously by no judge.
No.
I don't think 50 was going to give him no $1 billion.
No,
He's probably going to try to negotiate and be like, look, man, so you go away and leave me alone. It's not about your life, but I don't feel like being harassed and sued by you and dragged through the public.
Like,
so let me give you $500,000.
Give it here.
But because he a drug dealer, though, that ain't no money to him probably, or ex-drug dealer. That probably ain't no money to him.
Some of them ex-drug dealers,
and then they feel like 50 got it. 50 got it. So they might ask him for a meal. Who knows? All right, y'all. Moving on. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s lawyer isn't standing for the accusation against his client. Now, according to reports, Gary Becker, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s lawyer, is arguing that the actor had consensual sex with the woman who accused him of raping her inside of Mercer Hotel in New York City back in 2013. Now, during a Manhattan federal court conference, Gary Becker said his defense team will call witnesses to trial who claim the accuser, identified as Jane Doe, went back to the bar where she initially met Cuba Gooding Jr. earlier that night and bragged about having consensual sex with him. Now, the accuser filed a lawsuit against the 55-year-old entertainer in 2020, and according to Jane Doe, she was raped by Cuba Gooding Jr. after they met at a bar in Greenwich Village. She stated that during the alleged assault, she reiterated no to Gooding, and however, he attacked her a second time before he ran out of the room. So he added that he's confident that the jury is going to give his client's testimony the weight it deserves. So let's see what happens in that. She's saying she said no, but then if she came back and bragged about it, then she must have had a decent
about that second time.
Yeah, why you come back for
threw me off
more
a
if
little
you
bit.
said no?
Well, they said the second time around is always better than the first time.
I think that song was referring to something absolutely different than an aggressive sexual assault.
Oh, my God. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got special case news you absolutely positively cannot use. And why don't y'all hit us up?
There you go.
The time is 25 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley.
You liar! I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
Me too, man. It's 12 minutes before the top of the hour. Special K got news you absolutely positively cannot use.
Rock Teasy.
What up, man?
Let's get into it, man. Let me let the people know. Chicago and St. Louis, the Royal Comedy Tour. We are back on the road this weekend. Chicago, Erie Crown Theater, Friday night. And St. Louis, Chaffetz Arena, Saturday night. Myself, some more Bruce. Y'all, get your tickets now, Ticketmaster.com. See me live doing what I do best. Other than news you can't use. How about some questions you can't answer and thoughts that you never thunk? Give me some music. Let's start with this one. Is it illegal to say hi to your friend on an airplane if his name is Jack? If you decide you're indecisive, think about that one for a minute.
Hi, Jack.
You can't walk on there and say, hi, Jack. Now you're going to jail. If you decide you're indecisive, which one are you? Here's another one for the smart people in the room. Do dyslexic atheists sit around denying the existence of a dog?
Wait a minute. Let that thing sit on you for
Let that marinate for a minute. Why is it that a person who plays the piano is called a pianist, but a person who drives a race car is not called a racist?
That's a valid question.
Is a man full of wonder also a wonderful man? In the word bomb, is the second B really necessary?
You're right, dog.
Because it's not bomb, it's bomb. Rock, how is it possible that we have pictures of the first camera?
Because ain't nobody took one before.
If you have a cold, hot pocket, is it just a pocket? Why is the show called Unsolved Mysteries? Because if they were solved, then they wouldn't be mysteries. Why do we say an alarm clock is going off when it really is coming on?
Coming on. That's a good one.
Here's one for you, Maria. What's the point of non-alcoholic beer? Isn't that like a celibate prostitute?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Why is that one for me?
Oh, and that's something good.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Gary, when you put a sheet over your head for Halloween, are you a ghost or a mattress?
What?
If you put a sheet over yourself for Halloween, are you a ghost or a mattress?
Because you put a sheet over a mattress. Yeah.
Hey, if practice makes perfect and nobody's perfect, then what's the point of practice? Brad, if you try to fail and succeed, which one did you really do? What's the opposite of opposite? Why do we call it a hot water heater? If the water's already hot, it don't need to be heated. Rock, how come we say we get in the car, but we get on the plane?
Yeah.
Because we're really not getting on the plane. We're getting in the plane.
Right.
The same way we're getting in the car. Because if we were getting on the plane, we would be...
On top.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Gary, how come you never hear anybody talk about a guilty bystander?
A guilty bystander?
Yeah, it's
Why
always
are you
the
making us
innocent
think
bystander.
so hard this morning?
I told you, these are thoughts you never thunk.
Never thunk.
Hey, what do meteorologists that don't get TV jobs do? They just walk around having all that weather
They
information.
get on
for
the
nothing.
radio, I guess.
They just walk around. You just be a manager at Foot Locker with all this weather information stuck in your head. Hey, Rock, if you die in your sleep, how do you know you dead?
You don't. All right, dog.
All right, Friday. Erie Crown Theater in Chicago, Saturday. St. Louis Schaefer's Arena. Get them tickets now, man. Royal Comedy Tour. I'm Special
Can I
K.
have some of those so I can bring
And hit me
home?
on my Instagram at Special K913 for this and more wonderful, wonderful thoughts that
Get
you
into
never
my
thought.
mouth.
That
honey.
was definitely news you can't use.
Yeah,
Not useful at all.
We're going to see if Gary can do one step better than that. Gary, you got your tea coming up next.
Yes, honey. I got some hot tea on a Real Housewives of Atlanta star. Oh, my God. I can't wait to tell you what's going on with them next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Gary.
Hold it! Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth. It's Gary, baby.
5 minutes after the top of the hour, Gary C is brought to you by...
Tune into More Than That with Gia Peppers wherever you listen to podcasts. Brought to you by MasterCard, providing the digital tools for entrepreneurs to thrive, because blazing a trail for tomorrow's superstar is priceless, y'all. Good morning, Head Crack.
You threw back. You went back. Nigga. You went back, nigga.
Good morning, Rock.
Damn, you took it back.
He got confused with his shows.
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the
You
neighborhood.
look like you just said a cuss word. Your face.
He part of the family. He part of the family.
Oh, Jesus, honey. Y'all gave me all that to read, honey, and then going in my brain. But anyway, y'all, here's what's happening, honey. It's celebrity news, y'all. Ralph Pittman, honey, the husband of Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora, y'all, has responded, honey, to her filing for divorce just minutes before he had, and he was definitely able to talk. And, honey, I'm going to tell y'all, honey, when he responded to the news here in the blog, y'all, he said, quote, "Love is a beautiful thing, honey," he told People magazine. He said, "Unfortunately, honey, we have made the difficult decision to move on to our next chapters, independent of each other." Now, he said, "Drew and I, honey, have decided to file for divorce. We have 3 amazing young children, and their mindset and growth is what is important." He said, "As we navigate this difficult time," he said, "I ask that you please, y'all, pretty please respect our privacy, y'all." Now, in her amended divorce filing, Ms. Drew claims, y'all, that He was mentally and financially abusive, honey, to her. He became physically abusive to her. She said that, honey, that he had several lovers, y'all, who he allowed, y'all, to disrespect her, y'all. And, I mean, it was very sad. And she just texted me, matter of fact. I need to get this text. Now, she said, after 8 years of wholeheartedly fighting for her marriage, she said she had made the agonizing decision to release her husband with love. She told her out, y'all, although Ralph and I have decided to move forward separately, y'all, the hope is to remain friends so that we can co-parent responsibly, y'all. Isn't that touching?
Can we play Fantasia Free Yourself?
She said just keep her in your prayers. I just talked to her, too, via text.
Yeah, because, honey, I mean, my thing is, but we saw a lot of this on the show.
It's difficult, though. People don't realize it's very difficult to stay married for a long time. And people shouldn't be ashamed when it don't work out.
They don't have to.
When it gets to that point.
It's not difficult.
No, it is difficult.
It's
maintaining a relationship for a long. That's why most marriages are. Well, a lot of marriages don't last.
A lot of people have been together 20
I know, but
30
a lot of
years.
but what 60% of marriages don't last.
I'm
just saying, there's nothing.
It's not difficult. It may be difficult.
It is
for
difficult.
You,
it's not difficult for me. I've been married 28 years.
Well,
it's not difficult for me.
It hasn't been difficult for me at all.
It's not difficult for me.
So stop. Why you
I got
say
almost
it's
30 years in the
then?
game.
Why you say it's difficult?
I'm saying
you're contradicting
the
yourself.
statistics say it's
Is it
difficult.
not? You just said it was.
Statistics say it's difficult.
You just said it's difficult. Now
It
you
is
said it ain't
difficult.
difficult. Is it difficult or not?
Do a lot of people get divorced? Yes.
Is it difficult or not?
Half of marriages don't make it.
You just said it wasn't difficult.
Half of marriages don't make it.
Is it difficult or not?
Yes, it is. It's very hard.
You just said it wasn't.
Gary, what's the next
It's not hard for me.
Gary, what's the next story?
Speaking of difficult, y'all, comedian Gary Owens is in the midst of a very bitter divorce, y'all, from his ex-wife, Kenya Duke. They're saying, y'all, that Gary and Kenya were interracial couple goes for many years, honey. But that interruptedly and bitterly, y'all, in 2021, honey. Now, they say Kenya is suing Gary for millions in divorce and child support and is reportedly keeping Gary away from his children until he pays up. Now, they're saying Gary has decided, y'all, that it's time to start a new black family. So according to him, they say it's confirmed that Gary has a new woman in his life and she's pregnant with twins. Now they're saying, here's his new baby's mama. You know, they got pictures of her and they say his new black family, which includes a beautiful stepdaughter. Now after 18 years of marriage, they're saying Kenya filed for divorce in California, Los Angeles Superior Court back in March of 21 on the grounds of irreconcilable differences. Yeah. Now People magazine claimed in June that the same year that Kenya sued Gary for only $44,000 a month in spousal support after she abandoned her promising position, honey, as an account manager for the comedian. Now the 48-year-old celebrity admitted during an appearance that, you know, honey, that you know, he hasn't spoken to his children in a year to his divorce from his estranged wife, Miss Kenya Duke. He said, quote, I've taken every step. My daughter's enrolled at A&T. He said, so I traveled to Greensboro to visit her. He said, when I knocked on her door, she did not answer, honey. Attempted to contact her at the airport. Now, he said on social media, he's been blocked, y'all. But he said he used every available channel, y'all, to try to contact his daughter. When he extended his hand, he said, I'm stopped. He said, it's just, you know, so on and so forth. But my thing is this, though, y'all. I mean, bless his soul. I don't think, if I was his kid, I probably wouldn't want to see him neither at this time.
Why?
Because he loved their mama. Loved their poor mama high and dry, honey, for probably
He didn't leave her, take care of her or nothing?
She wanted was $44,000 a month in child support. He ain't gave her no money.
It's called irreconcilable
Maybe
differences.
he didn't have that,
Well, what is irreconcilable difference to do with it?
What?
What irreconcilable
He didn't just up and leave her. I mean, I'm sure there was a story behind why they broke up.
He probably allegedly cheated.
Well, maybe they weren't the best.
We don't know that.
Maybe they weren't the best, you know, husband and wife, but they could be great father and mother.
Well, they ain't that right now.
But didn't you say there's a lot of similarities between the new woman that he's dating and his ex-wife?
They kind of look like they could be first cousins. He got a type, maybe.
Yeah, but you don't want me, but you want somebody that look like me.
Well, I mean, you know.
Okay. All right, honey. The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today is alabaster. On the high end, you say alabaster, and on the low end, you say beautiful white. That's your color for today.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T. We got the wake-up calls coming up next, man. Hit us up.
Let's go. Wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Get it together. Come on. So come on. Wake up.
Good morning, this is Carol from Coral Springs. I want to wake up my twins, Javen and Jordan. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah. This is Rashana out of Apopka, Florida, wishing Deja, Imani, Rashad, Karen Bridges, Brandon Williams, wake up, his family.
This is Marquita from Toledo, Ohio. I would like to wake up all my boyfriends, all of them, all 5. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Miss Hollywood calling out of Lawrence, South Carolina, and I would like to wake up my city this morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Messiah. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I want to wake up my whole family. Gigi, Tracy, good morning.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. The whole population of Artesia, Mississippi, 525 people. Wake up, wake up.
Let's go.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Oh.
Wake up.
Wake it up now.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
No.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up calls brought to you by who?
Cascade, brought to you by Cascade. Pre-rinsing dishes used to be the norm because old detergent wouldn't get the dishes clean. New Cascade Platinum Plus lets everyone do dishes differently. You just scrape, load, done. New Cascade Platinum Plus, no pre-wash, no rewash, or your money back.
Pimpin'. We got the prank phone call coming up next, man, on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show got a hilarious prank phone call. Rock, let's get it.
Let's go, man.
Hello?
Is this the mammy?
Hello?
Is this the mammy? Who are you?
Who are you?
Yes, baby. This is Leo Devlin. Now, y'all boy knocked out my nephew, Tooth, at that park playing them games. Because I don't play that. And we trying to figure out what's going on. Ain't nobody seen no kind of compensation from neither one of y'all fools.
Don't be calling my house. I don't give what you talking about. You don't call my house on nothing like that. You call me with something back. I don't give
Oh, Lord, I'm about to disrespect your ass. You need to talk to my wife. Talk to my wife. Talk to my wife. Irma, get us out for some straightener. Give us some straightener. Irma.
Calm down. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I don't know who that was.
First of all, my husband. Listen, hold on. Apparently, I think your son got into a fight with my son.
I heard about that. I mean, it wasn't no. Well, it didn't come across to me as no fight.
Well, his tooth is knocked out, and they're trying to charge us $5,000 for this.
Trying to charge $5,000 to fix a tooth.
Yes, and I'm sorry, but we're not paying for it.
Nobody said nothing about no tooth was broke or whatever.
Broken.
They said,
it's broken.
I can hear.
Look, we're not going over there and beat his all right? You just sit down.
What they say? I mean, look, if he wants to come here and act like he wants to start some here, he better go. He can come on.
Oh, well, listen, now, hold on now. Hold on. Y'all not going to do nothing to my husband now.
How you going to stop it?
I'll fight you if I have to. We just want to get our money.
You is just as crazy as your husband. Both of y'all on some
I tried to be nice.
That come on my lawn. He going to get the heat in his ass. I got a whole list of kids that said them two were playing, and if they're going to play like that, then that's the way it is. Put him on the phone. Put him on the phone.
Calm your down.
Calm my ass down.
Calm your down.
Okay, what was perceived to me and what you was told by your son is two different things. I got the story from the principal, I got the story from the teacher, and I got the story from 8 kids that was there, actually the ones that was running as well.
Baby, let's make a deal. How about you just let us come over there, beat your son and knock out one of his teeth?
You can go right ahead and try.
We'll come over there. I'll come out and knock out all your teeth.
My lawn is green, baby. This is a free world.
Be drinking smoothies. You be a smoothie king.
Them two little niggas was playing, and that's what happened.
I'm coming up the street with a Bible in one hand and a Glock 40 in the other, whooping ass and knocking out teeth.
You can come on, because you get your ass beat just like your wife and anybody else who step on my lawn.
You ain't going to whoop my wife.
I'm going to be I'll show you.
Diane.
You got your GPS? You got this? Come up to give you my address.
Tell me where you stay, I'll be there.
We ain't got no GPS.
I ain't gonna let no talk to me like that. Get your math class, whatever the you gotta get, and bring your ass on.
We ain't got that either. We ain't got no internet over here.
And you can tell your son to try to meet my son and do it again and see if he don't get the other knocked out his mouth.
Well, damn. How about you just meet me up at the radio station? Because this is a prank phone call. Oh, man, you should see her, man. She's sweating.
All right, let's go to the phones, man. Black Tony.
What's up?
Why did we know you was going to be answering?
I'm so glad to see all of y'all, man. I'm so glad to see all of y'all, man. Y'all, hey, boy, It's good to be here.
You ain't. Where you?
I'm glad I finally made the work, boy.
Where you at?
I'm glad I finally made the work. I'm glad I finally made the work, man. We're gonna get some breakfast in here, something to eat. I'm hungry.
Where you at? Because you ain't in the studio.
Huh?
Where you at?
What you mean I'm ain't in the studio?
We here, but you're not. So why are you saying you at work?
Hold up. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I'm still in the bed. Hold on. Oh, bye. Man, this so crazy.
Man, come on, Tony.
Were you dreaming?
Yeah, I thought I was right here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up.
Say, man.
Damn, I'm still in the bed. By swear, I thought I had drove to work. But I thought I was right, boy. I'm still in the I'm still in the damn bed, God, man.
You was dreaming, Black Tony, I guess, man.
I thought I was right there.
How was you dreaming? But you.
I went to sleep drunk last night. I thought I was there.
But you called us.
Damn, I'm still in the bed, shawty.
You woke up to call us, so you had to be awake to call us.
I'm still in the bed, shawty. I'm still in the bed. Hold up. Man, shawty, let me get up and take me a shower, man. I'm gonna get dressed. All
right, come on. We got plenty of time.
What time it is, shawty? Y'all just started. It's like
we just started.
Y'all just got started.
Plenty of time, so come on.
All right, I'm gonna carry me a Uber because my car broke down. Hey, look, send me a Uber. I'll be there about. Can y'all stay till about 11 o'clock?
Oh, we'll be gone by then, man.
Oh, well, I'll see y'all tomorrow then. Since y'all leave me, y'all can't wait on nobody.
Bye, Black Tony, man. Bye, man.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the teeth. It's Gary, baby.
4 minutes after the top of the hour, Gary's Tea, brought to you by...
If you're feeling sluggish and weighed down, go to Metamucil.com to sign up for the Metamucil 2-week challenge. After taking Metamucil Psyllium, fiber
Psyllium.
for 2 weeks. Oh, Psyllium?
Yeah.
Oh, Metamucil Psyllium, honey. Fiber, honey, for 2 weeks. You should feel lighter and more energetic by supporting your regularity.
Come on now.
Yes, baby.
Yes.
And I even have my glasses on, and I can see them.
All them big words.
That's
All them syllables.
That.
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. It's a wonderful day, y'all, for Mr. Peter Thomas. Y'all know Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta, Cynthia's ex-husband. It's being reported, y'all, that he was vindicated, y'all. They're saying in the news leak that Peter Thomas was facing charges for drunkenly strangling a woman at his club in Baltimore. Now they're saying Peter has been found not guilty of charges, honey. And Peter proclaimed his innocence, y'all, out of court the other day, honey. But how do you drunkenly strangle a person? I mean, I don't understand. How did she say that about her? I mean, and the judge said differently, though. I mean, Special K, you familiar with stuff like that? How would that have happened?
I've never strangled anyone. Just let me put that out there for the record.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, how could the woman accuse him?
And I don't drink. Let me put that out there for the record.
He's just talking about you being our legal expert. Let me clean that up for you.
Oh, okay.
Because you're smart.
Yeah.
You know stuff like that.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah. But it made it appear as though I had expertise in strangling people while I was drunk. And, I need to put that out there. I'm a role model for the kids.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
Well, that's just you, honey. That goes to show what they say about thoughting, huh?
Go on to your next story.
All right, y'all. Moving on, honey. In other celebrity news, y'all, honey, we spoke about it earlier, honey, and I spoke with Drew personally. She texted me and Brett, actually, and told us that she's soliciting prayer. But it's being reported, y'all, that she and her husband, Ralph Pittman, they are definitely divorcing after nearly 9 glorious years of marriage. Now, according to TMZ report, Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman both filed for divorce on the same day, with Sidora filing 61 minutes before her husband. Now, they're saying that the outlet obtained her divorce petition, and the Gwinnett County Court, y'all, stamped it as received on February 27th at 1:10 p.m. Now, meanwhile, they're saying Ralph's docs were stamped at 2:11, honey, that same day. Now, interestingly, they say she lists their separation date as February the 23rd, while he says it was February the 19th. Now, one more thing, they're saying both parties say the marriage is irretrievably broken, and that's why they're filing for divorce. However, Drew also says that she reserves the rights to add at least additional ground for divorce, honey, if they can't reach an amicable settlement, y'all. Now they're saying that, the couple, I mean, they were definitely, a happy couple. We watched them together on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Everybody seemed happy and glorious and stuff. But now some people were saying that Ralph at one point did seem a little bit, abrasive toward Drew at times, honey. And, and allegedly that he was, caught cheating or what have you and stuff. So we're going to definitely list and keep all parties, honey, lifted up in our prayer, y'all. Because, in the words of Captain and Tennille, love will keep us together. So.
Can you give a reference to who Captain and Tennille is for the people who were born after? Maybe,
Well, I think they could Google them. That's a good reference. Google Captain and Tennille.
I don't even think Google knows who Captain and Tennille is.
Well, they were a great group.
Yeah, I've never heard of them, but I'm sure they were awesome if you're referencing them.
Yeah, they were a great musical group, honey. Captain and Tennille.
It's cold-blooded if Google don't know.
Yeah, but
Google's like, who?
But anyway, y'all, so let's keep our parties lifted up in prayer, honey. Moving on, honey. Larsa Pippen, y'all, she's slowly letting small details out about her relationship with Marcus Jordan, and she says that she's been hanging out with his pops, honey. Ooh, Michael Jordan. Now, after making things on Instagram official, they said Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen, honey, was a guest, honey, on the Tamron Hall show and shed light, honey, on their relationship. And, baby, people talking about Tamron. They say, baby, Tamron almost ate this girl lunch, honey. But, baby, Miss Larson, honey, she stood there, baby. She answered questions, honey. And, she said what she had to say. And a lot of people still saying, how could they be in love? And she's like, Michael Jordan is like, she's like his aunt because, she was around his dad and stuff like that. But I feel, I think if they're in love, honey, they're in love with each other. Because, I mean, women, honey, are tired of these old men, honey, just coming around, honey, after they're all worn out and used.
But of all the young men in the whole world, why Michael...
I think that was that's a little shady on her part. I think
no, that's all not, of the men to choose from.
I think it's a little shady.
But
on
he
her part.
may have just been the person that like she said, they were out one night and they were in a club and he just happened to be there. And she said she didn't like him initially.
I said the same thing on Dish yesterday. All the men in the world. She could have went to Africa, Europe, Malaysia. Yeah. She could have went anywhere in the world. Why you got to choose somebody that played on the Bulls that you played right hand? Like, that was your partner. It was the two. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan, whether they got along or not, they were like brothers on the court.
Yeah. Right.
I wonder how Scottie Pippen Jr. feels about it.
He don't have no feelings because she was
that's
with
gotta
another
be
one.
weird
They
too.
the same age, right?
Yeah, but my thing is, you don't know who you gonna love. You don't know who you gonna love, and that
but
man,
you can
honey,
control it. Like
she could have dated B.J. Armstrong's son or somebody.
Okay. Or Bill Paxton or somebody.
Yeah, well,
Bill Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright.
John Paxton. Anybody.
And it's better to date somebody that's close to you anyway, because you know him better, honey. She know him, honey, and she know that he came from good stock. She know she ain't got to worry about no money, honey, because if he can't get it, he can get it from his daddy or his mama, because his mama got $200 million from his daddy when she divorced him. So she'll be good.
It just don't look good on her because she done skipped around. She's dating
Future.
It's
a bad look.
It's
a bad look. She taking an L on this one. I'm sorry.
Well, honey, hey, y'all be surprised who I'm dating, honey. So,
and it ain't the age different things that's bad. It's the person.
Go ahead, Larson. Go do what you got to do, honey. Don't be dating no straggler, honey. Date a man with unlimited coins, honey. And
stay off Tamron Hall because she gonna get you.
Okay. All right. The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today, guys, is alabaster. On the high end, you say alabaster, and on the low end, you say beautiful white.
Alabaster.
That's your color for the day, honey.
Y'all give it up for Gary with the T.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
24 minutes after the top of the hour. Excited about this, man. This year marks the 50th anniversary of hip-hop music, and wherever you look, we're going to be celebrating everything about hip-hop.
That's right. Like last night, the father of scratching, Grandmaster Flash, was revealed on the hit TV show The Masked Singer. He was the polar bear. And even Nike announced that they dropping the 50th anniversary Air Force One sneaker. Yeah, and here's another one. Shoemaker Timberland is dropping a new 6-inch lace-up boot with a matching hat, and it's royal purple in color. That's right. Plus, we all watched the huge Grammy Awards tribute featuring the legends of hip-hop.
Now, when you think about all the great artists and hip-hop songs over the past 50 years, what was your jam back in the day?
Okay, y'all. Now, we got to talk about, honey, the fashion, honey. Now, what was your fashion style, back in the day?
Well, I'll go ahead and start off, man. I mean, the 90s era was like my favorite. The New Jack Swing era, that Teddy Riley, BBD, TLC, that whole situation, the bright colors, cross colors, FUBU, Carl Kanai. Those are some of my favorites.
Well, I got to say my favorite jam was Ladies First with Queen Latifah and Moni Love and Self-Destruction. That's when I first fell in love with MC Lyte, and then you had everybody on there. That's when Dougie Fresh was beatboxing. That's my jam, Self-Destruction and Ladies First.
5 Minutes of Funk. I'm a huge Houdini fan. I used to want to dress like them. I had leather pants. I had a leather vest. I had a leather hat.
Yes.
Houdini. It was my people,
LL
man.
Cool J. Come on, we can do this all day long.
I love A Tribe Called Quest.
Yes.
Like one of my favorite hip hop groups of all time. Electric Relaxation, Midnight Marauders. That was my favorite album when I was in high school.
Yes, Buddy.
Yes.
I mean. That's
Yes, sir. Who was it?
yeah.
I liked Queen. No, not Queen. It was Lil' Kim, honey. What was that song when she said she used to be afraid of something, and then she embraced it?
You're so nasty.
I like that.
She used to be afraid of the stick.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
just love that part.
Yeah, we love Lil' Kim. Listen.
And to this day, man, there's a certain song that come on the radio. Everybody starts singing Rapper's Delight. I say a hip, a hop, a hippie to the hip, the hop. Come on,
don't
man.
Stop. The food just ain't no good. I said the macaroni soggy, the
how
cheese
about-
all mushed in, the chicken
tastes like wood.
It Takes Two. When It Takes Two comes
sir.
on in the club,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
How about Planet Rock?
Hey, listen.
Planet Rock. That's a party starter.
And Getting Money. I love Getting Money.
That's Lil'
Get
Kim.
Money.
That was Lil'
Yeah.
Kim. I love Lil' Kim and Foxy,
Yeah.
but I don't know why y'all don't give her no credit no more like they used to.
Who? We love Lil' Kim.
Everybody love Lil'
What's your
Kim.
favorite Lil' Kim album?
What's your favorite Foxy Brown song?
What was Foxy? I don't remember Foxy Brown song. But Lil' Kim was when she had that little blue fur on, honey. That little outfit.
What song was that?
I don't know.
You just know the outfits.
But we not giving them enough
We
credit.
don't get him no
Hey,
credit.
but
You
when
don't
Lil'
even know
Kim,
the clothes.
when Lil' Kim did that album cover with the little leopard print on with the
Yes, sir.
Every dude was into that.
Can I just say y'all need to talk about the South, though, too? The Outkast, the Southern Playlistic, the 8-Ball MJG. And not only that, our very own Brat. I mean,
Well, I was thinking about stuff that
Funkified.
came out before me.
Oh.
So Outkast came out. They was a little bit before me, but I'm thinking about stuff that I grew up on that I was like, oh my God, that made me want to be an MC.
But that's what
So
makes
yeah,
hip hop.
Outkast for sure.
That's what
You know,
makes
we
hip hop
could
so
do
awesome.
Crisscross.
Yep.
Crisscross sold more than
Come
any
on.
group back then.
Goody
in the
Mob.
world.
Goody Mob, Jermaine
Goody
Dupri.
Mob, Soul Food. Come on now.
And we can't
could
forget
do
about
that.
the West Side,
Yeah,
NWA,
yeah.
and Dr. Dre and all them.
Yes,
Come on, man. Ice
Snoop
Cube.
Dogg. Come on now. We can go on forever with this now.
Jermaine Dupri.
This will be 10, 20 days of, yeah.
Well,
Well,
let's-
said Jermaine Dupri.
Let's go to the phone lines, man. We
yeah.
got we're gonna open them up. 866-9 Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Talk to us.
So back in the day, it was that cross-color outfit. You had to have that cross-color,
Yes, you
especially you was
did.
down here in the deep south. I'm calling from Augusta, Georgia. You had to have those cross colors and that duck head outfit. You had to have that. If you didn't have that duck head outfit and it was starched and that plaid shirt with that big duck Yes, on it, sir. you wasn't doing that. You wasn't doing that. You had to get it from Goodies.
My favorite song back in the day was Rapper's Delight. A hip-hop, yay!
My favorite style of hip-hop song is Easy E. Easy Does It.
Okay, so favorite song was Oaktown 357's Yeah. I used to love how they wore those shirts with the biking shorts, but I was so skinny. Biking shorts looked like jams on me, so I had to settle for those black patent leather lace-up shoes that they used to wear. Yes, but you couldn't tell me nothing. Well, my name is Yanni. I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Michigan. And my favorite thing was the door knocker earrings, the grapes, and the Nefertiti rings, and then the asymmetrical hair with the little bang in front.
Guess jeans, Guess jumpers. We used to wear one side up, one side down. And I'm telling you, the way that they used to fit, mean. Yes, honey. Guess jeans all the way. Guess jumpers, that was it for me.
Damaged jeans, used jeans.
Gerbo, Fila. Come on, man.
Freaking LA Gears. I had me some of those.
And we can't move on without Biggie, Tupac, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And Too Short out there in the Bay in Oakland.
Come on now.
Say what you want to say, one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
E40, come on now.
Absolutely. MC Hammer. He one of the greatest performers and entertainers of all time, man.
Come on now.
Well, you right there in Texas. You ain't mentioned Scarface. and Bun B
what?
Oh, man.
Miami Bass,
Pimp
Uncle
C.
Luke,
Come
Two
on.
Live
Yes.
Crew.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We
my
gotta go down
gosh.
south.
The
Lord.
spectrum
Salt
is
and
so
pepper.
wide. Yes.
And y'all forgot to
Salt
mention
Pepper, Miss Melody. We can take it back to all the female rappers now.
But with the fact y'all forgot
Roxanne
about
Shante.
Y'all forgot about Gloria Vanderbilt jeans.
Did you wore those?
They wasn't hip hop.
Oh, yes, they were. Boo.
They didn't start out hip hop. Them white people.
Now, if you would have said apple bottom jeans, then we'd be like,
apple
all right.
bottom.
Apple bottom just came
Or
out.
baby
not too
fat.
long
We
ago.
talking about black support blacks.
Oh.
Okay,
I thought y'all talking
Gloria
about Calvin Klein and
Vanderbilt.
Jordan.
Well, we would have said Z Cavarici then.
Well, check it out, man. Thank y'all for calling in.
House of Darion.
Darion. Yep.
Oh, yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Carl Kanai.
Willie Smith.
Who was Willie Smith?
That's somebody from Port
Girl,
Arthur.
Willie Smith is black.
Oh, what, you talking about Willie Ware?
Yes.
Yeah, Willie Ware. I remember them suits.
Yes, baby, Willie Smith.
That was Oak Tree. That was the Oak Tree
Baby,
days.
honey, we had to have Willie Smith when I was coming out.
Oh,
baby.
yeah,
we had to
Willie
wear
Ware.
Willie Ware, and we had to wear Honey Perry Ellis.
Hey,
He
them
was a
Oak
big
Tree
designer in the black community.
Them Oak Tree
Perry
sweaters
Ellis.
was off the chain, too.
Yes, Oak Tree and Merry Go Round.
All of them.
Yeah.
Well, there it is, man. Hey, thank y'all for calling in, man. We're going to continue to celebrate hip-hop all year. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 14 minutes before the top of the hour, man. Real quick, if y'all wondering, where's Rickey Smiley? How come he's not on this morning? He is actually on the NBC Today Show, which is going to be on at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central. That's about 14 minutes from now, man. So check him out on the NBC Today Show. Our brother Ricky put it down. Another one of our brothers, Jeff Johnson. Thanks for joining the show once again, big dog.
Always good to be with you, man, and big up to Ricky, man. That's awesome that he's on the Today Show today. I'm going to make sure I check it out. Listen, just when you thought that it was impossible for folks to try to turn the clock back on things we've done, there is a GOP lawmaker in Tennessee, Representative Paul Sherrill, who literally, during a conversation about changes to the death penalty in Tennessee, where they're actually considering bringing back firing squad to add it to electrocution and lethal injection. While this conversation is going, he says, hey, let me add one more thing, hanging by a tree.
Wow.
So in the state of Tennessee, that has a immense lynching background, there is a GOP lawmaker that feels comfortable saying, let's bring back hanging by a tree. And so it would be one thing, because I want to bring this up because it continues to show that if we're not diligent about not only our history, understanding it, not letting it go backwards, and then pushing policy and elected officials and using resources, I also want to make sure that simultaneously we don't get sidetracked by this, right? Because the bigger issue for me is, do we need the death penalty at all? I am actually for people that I think should do time to do time. What I have a concern with is since 1973, 190 former death row prisoners have been exonerated of all charges related to the wrongful conviction that put them on death row. That's 190 that have been exonerated of all wrongful convictions, let alone the numbers that have had stays of execution, that have had proof that evidence had been tampered with, DNA evidence that said they weren't there. So my issue is actually not this idiot who wants to say, should we hang people by a tree as a part of our death penalty menu? Because there's some people that if we were just talking numbers, y'all, I mean, hell, I guess it's cheaper. It's cheaper just to use a rope and a tree than it is guns or electric chair or medicine. The point is, it doesn't make sense because the system is so flawed. And so I hope that those of us that are engaged in social engagement and policy work will keep our eyes on the ball. This is a reminder of where the country is going, but the issue is we don't have a system that is accurate enough to say that we feel comfortable killing anybody when so many of these get turned over. Second thing I want to talk about is the mayor of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, lost her bid for re-election on Tuesday. Man, she's the first sitting mayor in Chicago since '89 to lose a chance for a second term. And listen, there's a lot of mayors that are now dealing with COVID was tough, and a lot of mayors weren't able to navigate COVID the way that the city would have liked. You've got mayors in major cities that are all dealing with issues of crime, and the fact that we can't police our way out of crime, but the mayors get blamed for not being able to reduce crime. Talking about massive waves of poverty. Being a mayor is probably the most difficult political job there is, especially the mayor of a larger city. And so, this was one of the black women that was a mayor of a major city. It'll be interesting to see how this moves forward. I mean, cities like Chicago are almost like countries in and of themselves. And so the Democratic primary will now be made up of Paul Vallis, who's a former public school executive, and Brandon Johnson, who's a county board commissioner, that are going to be in this April 4th runoff to see who will potentially be the next mayor of Chicago. So it's very, very interesting to see. And then before I get out of here, y'all, I really want to, and y'all may have talked about this already. I haven't weighed in on this publicly, but wanted to see your thoughts on this whole kind of I don't know, public outcry, debate around Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors' pictures. And we had this conversation, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, when Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan took similar pictures.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, man, I don't care what kind of man you are and what you believe is masculine. I think there's an issue when we begin to tell other people what masculinity looks like to them. And I've seen a whole bunch of blogs just talking about they want masculine men back, not, bi men or soft men. And I remember the first time I was in Ghana, and I was young. I was probably 19 years old, and I'm walking around, you all, and I'm seeing men holding each other's hands in Accra. And at the time, I mean, it's not as if West Africa embraces homosexuality. So this is, in many cases, a very homophobic community, or a non-embracing of homosexuality community, but you had men walking down the street holding hands. And so I just think that I hope that our conversation is less about what we think Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors is by way of their sexual orientation, and less conversation about, lifting a certain type of masculinity as the only type of masculinity. And then really getting to the place where what does it mean to need a certain level of energy from your boys? And what does that look like for every man? And having that conversation in a free way without feeling judged by it. Because I know that in my own circle, I got guys who they just not feeling it. Like I can barely say I love you without them feeling uncomfortable.
Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus.
Twan 360.
Yeah, man. 2 minutes after the top of the hour, Twan the Dawn's about to fix it, Jesus.
Fix it, Jesus. Good morning, Rock T. And in this morning's Fix It, Jesus, Shaka Khan, who is celebrating 50 years in the music business, she has slammed the, and I quote, Blind Bats, who ranked her at number 29 on the Rolling Stone 200 Best Singers of All Time list. Now, Rock and the crew, the queen of funk, she erupted when she heard that artists such as Beyonce, Adele, Mary J. Blige, and Mariah Carey, who she accused of payola, ranked before her. Take a listen.
Mariah Carey, number 5.
Yeah.
All right,
payola.
good.
That must be payola or some shit like that.
Wait, okay, so you're good with Mariah Carey?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Why?
No.
So
Payola.
the fix is still in, getting Mariah Carey that high?
Man.
Okay, Ray Charles, 6. Can we agree Ray Charles, 6?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, 8.
I'm not going to comment on that.
What? No comment?
I don't have anything to say about Beyonce. She's a great singer, okay? She really has opportunity to be a great singer. She has what it takes. She got the chops. She does.
So, wait. Yeah, the shade was absolutely all the way real. But Rock, there's more. There's more. While appearing on the LA Magazine podcast, Shaka went on to call out the Rolling Stone editors. She called them the children of Helen Keller. She went on to say that Mary J. Blige's versions of her 1975 hit "Sweet Thing" was a disaster.
When you would introduce the Rufus song "Sweet Thing," which was your ballad,
I wrote it.
You would call it the song Mary J. Blige f***ed up. Is that true?
Well, I didn't say that out in public. I might have said it to her.
Okay, but so you did believe.
But I told Mary J. Blige she f***ed it up.
How'd she f*** it up?
Number one, her vocals were flat. I said, what time of day was it? when you decided to cover Sweet Thing? Where were you at when you covered it? Oh, girl, I've been up all late and I was at 8 o'clock in the morning, girl. I said, girl, you don't sing nothing at 8 o'clock in the morning. Especially if you have to get up to sing it. If you'd have been up all night smoking crack or something, I don't know, might have been a whole different thing. But she and I have that kind of relationship. We can talk. You know,
Yeah.
I love her. She loves me. We don't have a problem.
And I think that settles it.
Yeah, so Shaka Khan, let's just say, she keeps... Gary,
Baby,
come on,
Miss
man.
Khan, P, baby, I love her, honey, for saying how she really felt, honey. That's Miss Khan, baby.
You got to respect your realness, dog.
But the real question of the morning is, what version is really better of the Sweet Thing? Shaka Khan or Mary J. Blige?
I like Mary J. better.
Hey,
No, you
Mary
don't.
J. They both
They
real
both
good.
sound good. They
but
do,
Mary
they both
added
sound
that.
good.
Mary went to church a little bit.
It's
Mary was no damn church, honey. Shaka Khan.
I
honey,
like
went
Mary
to
J.
church.
version better. I'm sorry.
Well, and I like
just
Mary
do.
J's too, but honey, Shaka Khan's was better. I mean, well, they both were good because they almost both sounded like. I think it sounded like Mary J. Blige sampled Shaka Khan's voice. That's what it sounded like to me.
But she put some shade on Mariah Carey.
She did. Beyonce, and the list goes on and on. Get the full story right now on my Instagram, @Twan the Don.
There it is. Y'all give it up for Twan 360. We got more Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up next. Matter of fact, we got that mix that's going to stay in your head all day with jawline sounds. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, pimping. Maria Moore. All right, what we got? We talking about short men?
Yeah, the petite men. Do we refer to men as petite? We need a name for y'all.
Yeah, you can't use that, man. You can't use that.
Okay, what's the name? What do we call
Well, like Duval and
little
Kevin Hart,
guys?
both of them are petite.
Fun size.
Fun size. All right. Snack size. All right. But this is for the ladies. There was a study from 2022 with info from the Journal of Sexual Medicine based in Poland. They found that shorter men enjoy more frequent sex and 32% more likely, less likely actually to divorce if they're under 5'9", and that short men embrace who they are and who their partners are. They treat everyone, including themselves, with respect.
Now, if you were about to start a search for a short man of your own, you may want to think twice because according to the report from a group of Polish scientists, they have found that short men may actually be evolutionarily hardwired to what's known as the dark triad personality traits associated with more confrontational behavior, a.k.a. short man complex.
Yeah, and so for those unversed, that means lack of empathy, antisocial behaviors, narcissism, and manipulative traits. Now, do you feel like there is something to this report and short man complex is a real scientific thing?
It's definitely real.
Yes, sir.
Look at most dudes driving loud Dodge Chargers. They hop out their car, they 5'4" and under. They all look like.
Well, I work with we work with one every morning. He's not here. He's off today. Super Dave, one of our producers, and he's also one of the co-hosts of I Hate the Homies podcast, and he's always angry. He's just mad.
Short dudes do be overly aggressive.
And they be super buffed.
Yeah, why you so mad all the time, dog?
Yeah, they do be aggressive.
Like little muscle men.
I know. Bench pressing 400 pounds.
Gary,
You weigh about 180.
Gary, I'm curious to know, what's been your experience throughout the years socially with short men, or do you?
Short
can you
men to
recall
me are
anybody?
more like elephants.
Don't want no teeny weeny short man.
Yeah, but they have more similarities to elephant trunks than people.
Our producer Melody wanted to know for the men. Do you think shorter women have anger issues and short women complex? Is that a thing?
Not at all.
I don't think it's a thing for women.
Nah, short
it's a
women
thing that men are supposed to kind of be tall. I don't know where that came from, but it's like I like them tall, dark, and handsome. Like tall is a thing.
But short women some short women are mean.
Some tall women are mean.
I don't think that thing goes with women.
Yeah,
I think it's
so
really a man. That Napoleon
Well, yeah,
complex.
most definitely a man.
It's really a
thing,
man thing.
But a lot of women like shorter men than taller men because they say tall men will trick you too, honey, in certain situations. So you go with a shorter man.
Well, anybody.
So Gary, what do you prefer?
I prefer Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
News headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It is 25 minutes after the top of the hour. Maria Moore got the front page. What's happening?
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Thursday morning news. Federal agents arrested a Pennsylvania man this week after he allegedly tried to bring explosives in his suitcase on a flight to Florida. Bomb technicians determined the item was indeed a live explosive device. Following the discovery, TSA paged the passenger, Mark Muffley, but he never showed up. Soon after, security cameras allegedly caught him leaving the airport, but he was apprehended. Muffley remains in custody and makes his first court appearance today. In other news, the Eli Lilly Drug Company will cap its insulin at $35 a month. A provision in the Inflation Reduction Act passed in January imposed a $35 cap on out-of-pocket costs for Medicare recipients. In 2018, the average cost of the life-saving medication in the U.S. was almost $99. The Lilly decision cuts the price for all buyers, and the change is expected to be matched by other insulin providers. Lastly, it's Women's History Month, and today we salute Megan Pifus Peace. She is the first black woman puppeteer on Sesame Street and a self-taught ventriloquist. She voices Gabrielle, whom she describes as a sweet 6-year-old black girl Muppet, providing a role model for joy, curiosity, and self-love to a new generation of viewers of Sesame Street. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at what's happening in news. For more stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Bennett there, gets the block. Suns keep it alive, though. Durant trailing late on the play, comes inside, and the first points in his Suns uniform for KD as he takes it right to the rack.
Kevin Durant makes his Phoenix Suns debut last night, dropped a cool 23 points to help beat the Charlotte I'm about to say the Charlotte Bobcats. Charlotte Hornets, because they went from the Hornets to the Bobcats and back to the Hornets. Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and CP3. That's a nasty little situation. Can they get all the way to the championship and win it? Only time will tell. Memphis Grizz superstar Ja Morant accused of punching a 17-year-old boy after getting in an argument during a pickup basketball game at Ja's house, which resulted in a lawsuit filed back in September. Now, the boy claimed that he accidentally hit Ja in the face after throwing the ball in his direction, and he also claimed that Ja threatened him with flashing a gun, like kind of, hey man, be chill little dude. Ja Morant actually admitted to punching the guy, but he said it was in retaliation in self-defense because the guy threw the ball at him and then tried to hit him in the head with the ball or whatever. So,
wow,
you know, this is when Ja kind of just got to step away, just walk away from the situation. I mean, I'm sure there probably was some noise, trash talking or whatever, but we don't know. But we're going to continue to follow this situation. Real quick, I got to shout out to Stomp Wars National Youth Step Competition that's about to get ready to go down.
Yes, Stomp Wars.
Oh, Briggity Tat, man. You seen it, man, before.
Man, it's crazy.
This is the Super Bowl of Youth Stepping. April the 22nd. Save the dates. Going down in Dallas, Texas at the Curtis Caldwell Center. It's the best youth step teams from all over the country that travel to the DFW to compete. We're giving away over $100,000 in prize money, scholarships, and community grants. Listen, shout out to the Divine Nine. They show up and show out very deep. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. Get your tickets right now at StompWars.com. It's going to be bananas, man.
Them kids don't come to play. I'm telling you, boy.
If you ain't never been to Stomp Wars, it's on a whole nother level. So
yes, it is.
Thank you for that, Briggity Tat. And I believe you got the hot spot right now. Let's get it.
Yes, I do. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. So hot and
you can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, the sound engineer who Travis allegedly attacked in a New York club says the rapper flipped him the bird and socked him in the head, landing him in the hospital with injuries. Dang, Travis. Identifying himself as Mark, the engineer said from his hospital bed that he can't turn his head and his neck is messed up. He said his arm is tingling, he has pins and needles going down it, but usually that's what happens when you lay on it and they fall asleep. Anyway, he also described the events that led to the violence, saying Travis was playing the DJ music so loud the sound was distorted. So when Mark tried to lower the volume, he said Travis flew into rage. Travis stuck his middle finger in his face, Mark said, adding, So I lowered the monitor a little bit so I could talk to him, and that's when he ran around the speaker and attacked me. As reported, Travis made a surprise appearance at the club Tuesday night to perform with his protege, Don Tolliver, and after Travis had his meltdown in the DJ booth, he purportedly attacked the sound engineer and caused $12,000 in damage to a speaker and a video screen before leaving the club. You would think he would be a little more calm, being that he's still recovering from his other legal issues. But
exactly.
That's a sticky situation, because if you rock in the crowd and somebody come turn the music down, it affects you and your performance. So I can definitely see somebody getting upset because it changes the trajectory and the feeling of the whole room. But not enough to attack somebody.
Exactly. He needs to take anger management. Honey. If he was mad at Kylie before he went there, honey, he should have talked that over before he left to the club. He needs to pay that man.
Oh, Lord. Moving on, Gary, the Wind Down with Mary J. Blige aired on last night with Taraji P. Henson and Carisha, a.k.a. Young Miami, on BET, and it was so dope. And here's some of the things they talked about.
Y'all got any kind of boo thing, some kind of...
I honestly don't. Where is he? I don't think he's in America. I keep saying that. Because all the men have been ran through.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
All the
straight up and down.
No, I'm serious.
It's really a shortage.
I said what I said. Are you dating?
Hell no. You know who I'm dating?
Yourself. Right.
I really am. No, I be going on dates with myself. I take myself to dinner.
It's powerful. It's powerful.
I take... Anyway, that's too much information, but yeah.
We get you.
I am dating myself.
I totally understand. Mary has been through a lot, and Taraji has dated several people too, and it didn't work out. So I understand. They also had something on there where Mary was saying how her husband, I used to just disrespect her and say horrible things about her, like she was ugly and everybody looked prettier than her, and this and that girl was better than her, and so she had to really constantly tell herself in the morning, good morning, gorgeous, and tell herself that she was beautiful and believe that, because somebody was trying to break her down every day and break her spirit. So
and that's what it said. But I like I think it was Carisha what she said, honey, and I'm glad they're changing the reversing the words. Men were ran through, because men are ran through when they talk about women. Ran through.
Yeah, it's not just women. A lot of the good men that people think are so sexy and so fine, and that they try to date.
His dipstick,
but it's different. Mileage adds up differently on men than it does on women.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't want, if you're a woman, you don't want somebody that's been with everybody.
Yeah,
you don't want a man that's been with everybody.
Women love dudes that been around. So women like community.
No, you don't.
Well, yeah, they do.
No, you don't. Well, maybe the trash women, but not people like Mary and Taraji. No, exactly. That's why these beautiful women are still single, because they've been through it, and they don't want a man that's been ran through.
They see something like a Special K come.
They like dudes women like men that other women like.
Women don't want no gigolo.
They want men that you don't want a man that don't nobody else want.
We understand that you're trying to be controversial and go
I'm not.
and be the opposite, but it's
really
not making
not.
sense right now. All right, we're gonna wrap up the hot spot on that note. But coming up next, we got the praise mixdown. The time now is 27 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
And this was also brought to you by Health 365, man. Tune into the Black Health 365 podcast, where we discuss health disparities within the black community. Listen wherever you get your podcast. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.